Hello everyone, welcome to the new video in the series of Rome library. And in this video, the goal of this series is to make the apply the simple CRUD operation on tables, and also make a relationship between different tables to show that how CRUD will happen between how relationship works between different tables, and how we can make a CRUD operation with on those kind of relationship on tables. So as we have already created the subjects students module, which contains students listing and student detail screen, which is also used to add a new student. So in this video we will make subjects. We will start making a subjects module, and we will first create the subjects listing screen, which shows all the subjects we have in our subjects table. Then we will further move to relationship between these subjects and students table. So in this video we will make this screen UI. So for that, here we will create a new package named as subjects. And in this we will create a new file named as subjects screen. And in this we will make a composable named as subject screen. And for UI components of this one, we will call composable named as subjects content. As this doesn't exist, so we will create it. So here we will create another package named as components, and in this we will create this composable named as subjects content, which contains the UI elements of the screen. So we will create this component subject content, and in here by pressing COMP, pressing tab, and subjects content. And here first, if we understand the components of this screen, then in that we have this top app bar, and the major chunk of this UI will contain the listing of these subjects, which have a list, and each list has a list item, and this floating action button to add any new subject. So we will start with this list section. So here we will use lazy column. Actually, first we will make this list item. So for that, here we need a card to make this kind of shape, which also have some elevation to present demo on the around the border of this card. So here we will use card composable, and in that we can provide components in column scope. So in our in here we have ID and credit hours in a single row. So for that we will use a row composable. Modify fill max width, and first section will contain ID, so we will use text composable, which have ID. Initially we use static values here to see those things in the UI, and then we will have this credit hours. Okay, and now we need to assign the equal width to these both text composables. So for that we will use modify here, and assign the weight to this text field 0.5f, and also use this for this credit hours text composable. Now both will have equal width in this row. Now we will add some spacing below this ID row. So to add spacing, we use spacer here, and in modifier we provide the width, actually height to add a vertical spacing here. And now here we will use another text composable to show this name and the subject name in front of this. So text. Okay, and now let's see the preview of uh, this UI at this level, and then further improve it to add the spacing and further refinement to make it according to the our this picture. So to show the preview, I will type PRVE and press tab. Subjects content preview. App theme surface, and in here we will call our subjects content composable, and now we will tap on this split view option and build and refresh. Okay, we have found some error here. This is because we haven't import the subjects content composable here, so press alt enter to import this, and now we go back to subjects content file, and we need to build and refresh it again, because in our first process of rebuilding the project was failed because of import issue. Okay, so this is the view that we have here, and this is not as expected which we want. Actually, I have accidentally add this text uh, subject name text in this row, so I will cut it from here and move it after the row. Okay, so here we have our card here, and to see the border of this card, we first apply some color to this card, and also add the spacing around this preview. Actually, let's first add spacing. Okay, actually I need to remove the spacing from here, wrap this into a box, and apply the spacing here. Okay, so now we are able to see the exact border of this card. So here we need to first make this as per our design. We need to add the spacing between the inner content of the card with the border of the card. So for to apply the padding, we cannot use the card modifier, because if we apply the padding to this modifier, then this will consider as margin for this card. We need to apply the padding to the inner content. So for that we need to wrap this inner content in a column, and use the modifier here, padding 12 dp, and cut this, move this content from here and paste it in here. Okay, so now we have the similar view as per our design. There are some um, padding differences, but this was the objective which we want to achieve. Now we will what we will do is we need to use lazy column to present that in the list. So before that we will extract this card into a separate composable. So we will select it and press Control Alt M and name it as list item. And now we will use lazy column modifier fill max size, and in that we have a composable named as items, which have multiple override methods which take list, array of items and counts. So initially we don't have any list here, so we will use count value to use this method. So in that we will have let's say 20 items count, and we will call our list item composable in this. Okay, so we are able to see our list here, so we need to add some padding between this list item. So to apply padding between list items, we will use the property vertical arrangement dot space by, and use 8 dp. Okay, let's increase it to 12 dp, and also remove this preview padding which we initially applied to see the border of the card. So we will remove this box from here, and we will apply the that padding to this lazy column composable, because we want to use this subjects content composable to on the subject screens where we won't have any padding initially. So we will here provide some horizontal and vertical padding to this lazy column. So for that we will use content padding property, and in here we will use 12 dp. Okay, so we have our list of subjects, and list actually we need to make this vertical padding to 10. And now we will further move towards the other components, which are this floating action button and this top app bar. So before moving forward, I will further make a sub component for this lazy column by pressing Ctrl Alt M, and name it as subjects list. And now to show this top app bar or this floating action button, there are two approaches. The one approach would be we can define our own custom layout to present those components, but this won't be a optimized solution. So by Android we have a predefined component named as scaffold, which provide us uh, different parameters to write components for each of the segments of the UI. So that composable named is scaffold, so we will use scaffold here, and in that here we will provide our content, and in that content the scaffold have some inner padding which we need to provide to the uh, content composable which we are presenting within the body of that scaffold. So here we will name it as inner padding and pass that to this subjects list. And in that, as we haven't defined that modifier in the subjects list composable, so here we will define the parameter here and provide the default value to it, and also use that modifier on this lazy column. Okay, so So now first let's continue with this easier one, which is the floating action button. So in scaffold we have a property named as floating action button, so we will provide the component there, floating action button, and in that we will use the composable floating action button on click, and in here we will provide the inner content that should be presented in the area of that floating action button. So we will present the icon here, and in that we will provide image vector which comes from icons dot auto mirror dot default dot arrow back. Actually we will use the add icon here, so we will get that in the default section, and we also need to provide content description, and we have the option to provide null, so we won't provide anything here. Okay, and now we need to, so let's hide this to improve the performance here, and now we will show this app bar here. To present the app bar, we have a parameter named as top bar. So in that we will provide the top app bar composable, which has properties like title. In that we will provide the title, subjects, and we are seeing some error warning here. This is because this top app bar composable is still in experimental phase, so we need to opt in that we are using experimental API, which may cause any unknown error which cannot be identified yet. So here we also need to provide this actionable item, which is a navigate back button to navigate user to the previous screen. So we will provide here the actionable item which have a row scope, and in that we will use the icon and provide image vector icons dot auto mirror default and arrow back, and provide the content description null. Okay, so now we have completed most of the components, so we will see the preview and do further refinement to make it as per our required UI. Okay, so here we are able to see the floating action button and the app bar, but we are observing that this arrow back button is showing on the right side, so probably we need to use another parameter to make it on the left side. So here we have this navigation icon, so we will set this property here, and now we are able to see that on our left side of the screen. And so further refine it, we need to work on this background color of this app bar and the spacing between this icon and the subject. So for the spacing we add some horizontal padding on this icon, so we will use modifier horizontal padding 6 dp, and for background color let's hide this for a little bit of time, and for the color we have the color properties here which have default colors from here, this top app bar colors. So I will copy this and the colors, paste it in here and make a copy of it and provide the relevant colors which I want to override. So for container color we need to use the primary color of the app. So to get the primary color we use material theme dot color schema dot primary, and for icon, for navigation icon content color we use the on primary color, so material theme dot color scheme dot on primary, and for this text color we will set the title content color, and in that we will provide the on primary color. Okay, so we have done the modification as our requirement. So let's see the preview of this one. So we are able to see the background color here, but it's not as per our this screenshot. Actually, due to some reason, it's not picking up the exact color of the theme. So if we run this preview on our emulator device, then we will be able to see the same exact color which we are seeing in the screenshot. So we will uh, uh, our emulator device is running, so select this emulator device and tap on this run preview button. Okay, so our colors and things are as per our design which we want. Now we need to work on this list to present some dummy data in it to so now we will define the UI state of this screen. So here we will create another file named as subjects UI, and this will be a data class, and in that we will have our subjects list. So subjects will be a list of subject, model, and list of. So we haven't created the subject model yet. So in our models collection here we will create a new file named as subjects model. This would be again a data class, and this will contain these information which we have: ID, name, and credit hours. So ID would be integer, name, and credit hours. And in here we will import this as all center. So I will use subjects here for as we are presenting single subject model. So we will rename it Shift F6 two times and make it subject model. Okay, and the next is we also need to present some dummy data in here. So for that we will in our subject model we will create a extension function here, actually a normal function here, get dummy subjects, which will return a list of subject model, and in here we will return the array list of subject model apply. And in here let's say we want to create list of 20 dummy subjects. So here we will create a loop here, and in there actually this loop will start from 1 to 20, and in here we will add the subject model. ID would be the I value, name would be, let's say, object oriented programming, and credit hours will be 3. Okay, so now we oriented. Okay, so now we need to make our name and credit hours more dynamic in such a way that each subject have some each dummy list items would contains different names. So for that we will create a list of subjects here. Okay, subject names list of, and in that we will provide some subject introduction to C, Introduction to Computer Fundamentals. Okay, and Object-Oriented Programming. Calculus 1 and 2. Algebra, Linear Algebra, and Introduction to Algorithms and Data Structures. Okay, and we also make a list of for credit hours, which will contain credit hours from 1 to 6. Okay, and also make this names list. And now we will use random names and credit hours from these lists. So subject names list random and credit hour list dot random. And in our subjects UI state, currently we have this empty, so we will add dummy subjects to this UI state at some stage in our view model. So we will create a view model for this subject screen. We will name it as subjects view model, which will inherit from view model. And in this we will hold the UI state with the mutable state flow. And provide the initial value, which is subject's UI state, and expose the immutable version of this UI state. So we will have a public variable named as UI state, and UI state dot as state flow. And in our this initialization block here, we will provide update the UI state with the dummy subjects. So new UI state would be UI state dot value dot copy, and subject would be get dummy subjects, and update the UI state. So to update the UI state, we will call the update method on the mutable state flow and provide the new UI state in it. Now we need to use this subjects view model in our subject screen. So in here we will have our view model with the view model method, which provide us for specifically for the compose Jetpack compose. So now we need to access our UI state here. So we will get the UI state and pass into a variable, set into a variable view model dot UI state collect as state with life cycle, and press Alt Enter to import the extension functions. And now we will pass this UI state to this subject's content. So UI state. So as currently we haven't defined a UI state parameter in the subject's content, so we press Control click, and in here we will define move this one and define the UI state parameter in it. And we will pass this UI state to this subjects list. And go to this subjects list, and in here we will define this parameter. And in here we have different items, overloaded methods, overloaded method actually. And here we will import this one by pressing enter on this item, and pass a UI state dot subjects. Actually I need to rename this to subjects because it has list of subjects. And in here we will, in this block, we will have subject item one by one, and move this list item to this item section and pass the subject to this list item. We are getting some error here. I think our yes, our items method haven't been imported, which we want to import this one. Press enter, and yes, this have been imported. And now we will define the parameter in this list item named as subject. Okay, and now we will present this subject content on the UI. So here we will have subject dot id, subject dot credit hours, and subject dot name. Okay, and now things have been defined. Just need to few tweaks that here we need to pass the UI state. Okay. So for that we will create a UI state variable, use remember function, and in that we will get the dummy subject object at 0th index and pass it in here. No, actually we need to pass a UI state here. So subject UI state, and we are good here. So now we need to incorporate this subject screen in our main screen. So for that we need to define the new route for this one. So in app screens we will create another route for this one, data object subject and app screens. And in our main activity, for the timing, we are focusing on this subject screen. So I will provide the start destination to subjects, and also define that screen in this navigation graph. App screens dot subjects and subjects screen. Okay, so now we have defined all the things, define the UI state and dummy data for subjects list, and also define create view model and attach it with the subject screen. So now let's run our project and see that all things are working as expected. Okay, so we are now able to see the dummy subjects list here, and we're also observing that these credit hours and the names are random one which we have defined. So provide a better picture of this card with the different subject names. Let's say the subject cannot fit in one line, then it's showing in two lines. Although this will cause some differences between the card height, but currently the focus is to only present that dummy subjects in the listing. So this is it for today's video. So I hope this would be a meaningful information for you. We will further work on this subjects module in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.